And notice where it says primary and support. That's a lot of different positions we're going to start running through. In just a little bit, I'm going to start at the top of the list, and I'm just going to demonstrate and talk through it. I'm going to show you all of them, primary and support side, how to recover from those positions, and why you might need to use them. Obviously, the main purpose of using all those various positions would be for what? If I could fight while on my feet, I would. I would rather fight while on my feet. So why would I need to go to a kneeling position? Cover. One of the main reasons would be cover. Right? There's really not a whole lot more to say other than that. If you think about the number one fundamental mistake most people make, it's anticipation. The anticipation of a gun going bang causes a little bit of a faster trigger snatch or pull, or even a situation where they're kind of dipping with the weapon, which causes your rounds to go where? Low. So a kneeling position while you're standing out in the open face to face with somebody doesn't make a lot of sense. Because if he were shooting at me and I'm shooting back at him, I know that more than likely he's going to be amped up. He's going to be on that trigger real fast. And where his rounds, he's trying to get them all in my body, they're probably going to end up going all in here, okay? So the idea that I would kneel in front of him probably ain't a good idea. Why not?
Because if you shoot low,
if he's shooting right here and I kneel, I'm going to put my face and my body and all this good stuff up here right in the line of fire. You see a lot of videos, you see a lot of news stories where a police officer accidentally shoots somebody in the leg. And then everybody gets on the bandwagon and say, why don't they shoot everybody in the leg every time?
That shit was an accident.
That was an accident. He didn't mean to shoot him in the leg. But it's the same thing I just got done talking about. You know, adrenaline starts pumping, you get on that trigger, you start doing like this, you're trying to hit someone in the upper body, you start snatching rounds down low. So going to a kneeling position while you're face to face standing in front of somebody doesn't make a lot of sense. So the reason we have you going in all these different positions, which does actually involve your height changing somewhat, all right? It's because we're trying to conform to different things, like cover. Cover comes in different sizes, shapes, and you may have to do certain things to get behind cover. We may also have to work on the ground. So we have someone down on the ground, we have to help them recover, we got to get them back up. We may have to change our altitude so that we can pick them back up. So we've got to be able to fire effectively. You may fall down. I think someone said that a little while ago. You fall down. Instead of trying to just stand back up and start fighting again, start fighting from the ground and fight back to your feet. Different positions from a safety gun position as we covered yesterday. Starting at the top of the list, what's the first set we need to work on?
Primary and support.
Okay, so give me a position. Kneeling. It just says kneeling? High, okay. Yeah. All right, so high knee kneeling. Before you go to a kneeling position, we actually have to have a hot zone to engage. So we're engaging a specific hot zone. To go out to a high knee kneeling position, you'll step out with your support leg. Your support leg is the same leg as your support hand. You'll drop straight down to your primary knee for a high knee kneeling position. This is an unsupported firing position, meaning I'm not bracing on my leg or anything else. Go into a safety gun real quick. I'm going to angle myself so that you can all see. The leg's not flared out to one side or the other. Notice how the foot is directed behind my body. If I turn my leg out to the side, my knee starts leading the way. What's going to start happening with my body if I were behind cover? I'm going to start dragging everything out behind cover, okay? The other thing is we're exposing the sweep meat, that area on the inside of the leg that we don't want to take a shot on. So if we can keep everything square and centered with the hot zone in which we're firing at, and in this way, I can still do an angular search around cover by shifting my hips out to one side and leaning with my body on the other, just like if I had my feet on the ground. So my knee's not really leading my way or leading the way outside behind cover, and I'm not dragging my hips out from behind cover. Primary hand use. Before you stand up, you want to know what's behind us. So check your six to make sure there's no one coming up behind you or firing over your shoulder, and then recover. All right, what's next?
Kneeling low. Kneeling low.
Low knee kneeling position starts just like a high knee kneeling position. So we're out pointed at the hot zone area. We step out with our support leg, and we kneel down on our primary leg. To go into a low knee kneeling position, you have a couple of different options. You can sit back on the heel. However, the downside or the con to that is that right now I'm balancing on my toes. So there's a lot of movement back here, all right? If you have the ability, you can get rid of that movement by turning the foot down and sitting back on the foot. So now we have a more stable platform that we're sitting on. A low knee kneeling position provides you the opportunity to fire from a supported position. So your support arm is bent, it's optional, and it's going to be the inside, or correction, the outside of your arm to the inside of your knee. So we don't have joint on joint contact or joint on muscle part or anything like that. We have the inside of the leg, the outside of the arm. So I don't want to stick my tricep on the knee because I don't want my arm rolling around on the knee. And I don't want to stick my elbow right there on top of the quadricep because I don't want my elbow rolling around on the muscle. So instead, we're going to go outside of the arm to inside of the knee. And with a punch-pull motion, we're going to get a nice stable platform right there on the weapon for a low knee kneeling position. Now before we recover, check your 6. Make sure no one's firing over your shoulder. Go back to a high knee kneeling position and then recover. Next. For a 2 knee kneeling position, quite simply guys, we have the weapon pointed at the hot zone and we drop down to 2 knees. It doesn't get much easier than that. It's one of the quickest way to change your altitude, all right? Just drop straight down. In a 2 knee kneeling position, you can get as aggressive as you need to get. You can lean out on the sides. You can actually lean back to fire underneath cover certain things as low as you need to get in order to fire, okay? Don't forget, check your 6 before you recover. Get a support leg out. Support yourself and then pop up, all right?
Did a matrix
All right, what's next?
squat.
Now the squat positions, these are things that you might do inadvertently, all right? The high squat position is something that just might happen naturally. If you are walking out and about and suddenly there's a thread in front of you, you might just pop down to a squat position inadvertently. Or you may have to conform to certain cover that's a different height. What comes to mind? The engine block of a vehicle, things like that. Not quite wanting to take a knee, not quite wanting to go all the way down. You may have to go into a squat type position while staying off of cover, okay? So we have the high squat position, and in each section that you go to, you're gonna have to recover each time, all right? Because they are different positions. Then we have the medium squat. The lower you get, the more you have to start blading your body with your potential target. Now keep in mind, you are gonna be exposing more areas of your body. But the reason we're getting so low is because we're behind cover, hopefully, all right? For that medium squat, my primary leg goes back a bit. We're squatting a little bit lower. Don't forget to check your 6, recover. For that low squat, I'll blade all the way off. We're almost in a weaver type stance or hold with the weapon as we drop all the way down, okay? All right, so there's high, medium, and low squat. For the prone position, we're gonna go down to a high knee kneeling position first while the weapon's trained on the potential hot zone. High knee kneeling position, support hand goes down to the ground while we keep our head up, eyes up on target, and the body's out to the side, okay? Not directly behind the weapon, but out to the side. 2-hand grip, you can get as low as you need to get to conform to cover. You can roll onto your shoulder if you need to, okay, to get your head down. To come back up, check your 6. To a kneeling position, check your 6 yet again, and then recover. Don't forget, one through on the primary side.
Notice how the students maintain muzzle awareness while practicing, keeping the muzzles pointed in a safe direction. You'll also notice how exhausted they look, as this can be a physically demanding exercise, changing positions, standing up, getting back down, and standing up again. Make sure you have the range of motion that's necessary to perform these exercises safely. Practicing with an unloaded weapon is the best way to enhance your weapon handling skills. Going through these positions over and over again will help build muscle memory in how to quickly and instantly get into these positions, which may be important when trying to conform to cover. Don't forget, when you switch your hands during this practice, your hands are also switching their responsibilities, meaning new primary hand and new support hand for support function. It's not recommended that you practice alone. Having someone there to practice with you will help prevent you from reinforcing bad habits. Also, try practicing in front of a mirror to check your body positioning.